in the valedictory session of Day 2 of International Multi-Track Conference 2014. We welcome all the distinguished speakers and resource persons to this valedictory session. And we also would like to welcome our Chairman Sir, GD Sir, all the principals and HODs and all the delegates and participants from various institutes. Now, I will request Dr. Johani Menon to please come up on the stage. Dr. Ajay Sharma, Dr. Ajay Mishra, Dr. Manoj Kumar, Sardar Charanjit Singh Channi, Mr. Mani Madhukar, and Dr. Rakesh Sharma. Mr. Mani Madhukar, Technical Lead, IBM.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 2 days, we have had some absorbing sessions giving us an insight into an area of topics by means of keynote addresses, workshops, papers, and poster presentations involving multiple tracks. This section involved 5 basic tracks, and these tracks were simple science engineering, information technology, electronics and communication engineering, which formed the first track, mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, which formed the second track, and the third track was pharmaceutical sciences and biotechnology. This is the third track that we have, and the fourth track was relevant to life sciences, and then we had the fifth and the final track, which was technical innovation, management, and education. I'd like to request Dr. A.K. Paul to please come up on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are really thankful to our sponsors who have been monumentally sponsoring us for this particular conference. And I suppose the sponsors are over here. I got the information that the sponsors are over here, so we like to honor our sponsors. And first of all, I'd like to call NHIS Consultants Private Limited, Jalandhar, Mr. Ravi Inder Singh. Mr. Ravi Inder Singh, if he is present, please come up on the stage. I request Chairman Sir and Dr. Manoj Kumar to please present. Please honor the sponsors. Mr. Ravi Inder Singh is from NHIS Consultant Private Limited, Jalandhar. I'd like to request Mr. Paramveer Saini, from Epin Technologies, Jalandhar. Please come up on the stage. Now I'd like to request Ms. Mamta Singh. Ms. Mamta Singh from HCL CDC Ludhiana. Ms. Mamta Singh from HCL CDC Ludhiana, if she is present over here, or her colleague Mr. Gautam, if he's present over here. I suppose they're not over here, sir. Thank you very much. That's all that we had, sir. Please, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told you that this particular conference was split into 5 different tracks, and the multiple tracks that we had comprised of poster presentations and paper presentations. There were array of papers that were presented in different tracks. And as I mentioned earlier, that we had 5 tracks in all, and the first track was comprising of computer science engineering, information technology, electronics and communication engineering. And what we have done is that for the 5 tracks, we're going to present a small report as to what exactly happened in these tracks, just to give an idea to everybody present over here, what exactly happened in this track and how it went, and what was the outcome of the particular track. So I'll request Dr. Manju Sharma to please come up on the stage. She is the HOD CSCIT CTIMT, and she would be presenting the track report for the first track. Ma'am, over to you, please. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
Honorable Chairman, Director Dr. Manoj, all the distinguished guests, those are present here, and dear colleagues and my dear friends. Today I am going to conclude the conference report of the 2 days. It is fair to conclude the conference report was a great success. So many people have contributed in so many ways in turn this event into a smoothly running meeting with many interesting presentations and posters and very good atmosphere for discussion and networking. The past 1 day and 2 days report are as this. Total, we have received total 350 research articles, out of which we have accepted 137 papers, and 137 participants came from all over the parts of India and abroad to attend the conference. Participants included the various high-ranking scientists, engineers, researchers, policymakers, intellectuals, young scientists, etc. This day one which was committed to the computer science engineering and information technology. This conference was divided into the 2 sessions, with the morning session dedicated to the speeches, presentation and panel discussion the first day, and the second day same, and the second half that was divided into the technical session as well as the expert talks. 9 forum sessions and 1 poster paper presentation in 2 days conference in various themes under the various venues, in which you can conclude 37 papers were presented the poster presentation, and out of which 8 papers has been presented by the BTech students, which is a great achievement. Invited lectures were delivered by Dr. Lalita Basti and Dr. Manoj Khan and Mr. Mani Madhukar, and a workshop which was conducted by fiber optics for the participants. Main highlights of this session is Dr. Manoj Khan, Professor EC Department. He has delivered the expert talk on the effect of electromagnetic radiation on the human brain, GSM and CDMA. During this talk, Dr. Manoj Khan has discussed the cancer-causing effects of harmful electromagnetic radiation on human brain, and talked about the fact that human brain is not only affected by the radiation from the cellular phones, but the signals from the Bluetooth devices, Wi-Fi connectivity system are also equally harmful. He suggested that the use of earphones, headphones, speakers or landline phones and answer the voice calls can help to minimize all these effects. This technical session brought the presence of researchers from various cities, Punjab, Patiala, Fatehgarh Sahib, Amritsar, Jalandhar, etc. And the major finding of the research have been focused on the research issues, those are involved in the research activities. And this conference to have to all the participants, those who have attended this conference, are thanked for all great scientific input and for many fruitful discussions and scientific interaction during this conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And now we move on to the next track, which was comprising of the streams, which were mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, and Dr. Sumit Jain, HOD Mechanical Engineering, CTMT, would be presenting the report for track 2. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chairman, sir, Director, sir. I am presenting the report for track 2, which comprises of 3 streams: civil engineering, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. In this track 2, we have received 125 papers, and out of which only 55 papers and 1 abstract have been selected for conference proceedings. 46 participants have been registered in this track 2, from which 11 are from civil engineering, 17 are from electrical, and 18 are from mechanical. A total of 5 technical sessions and 2 expert talks have been conducted in this track. On day 1, eminent professor in the field of electrical engineering, Dr. Sukumar Mishra, professor, Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Delhi, has conducted a workshop on particle exposures on grid-connected photovoltaic system, which has been attended by more than 30 delegates, which are from the field of electrical engineering. And on the day 2, we have 2 technical sessions for electrical engineering. Dr. A.S. Arora, professor and head Department of Electrical Engineering from Slide Nova, was the session chair, and total of 17 papers were presented in that session, and a lot of discussion has been made in this session, which made a great learning for all the delegates present over there. In the parallel, we are conducting expert talk on hydrogen as an ultimate fuel for CI engine, which has been given by Dr. Sarabjot Singh Sandhu, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering from NIT Jalandhar. And in this, he highlighted the need to select the hydrogen as an alternative fuel, as crude oil is depleting day by very quickly. Further, a technical session has been conducted on in the field of mechanical engineering, in which the prime focus area is thermal engineering and engineering design. A total 5 papers have been presented in this session. And the courses lunch session, we have 2 parallel sessions, each for civil engineering and mechanical engineering, has been conducted, in which 14 papers were presented in the civil engineering track, and 8 papers have been presented in the mechanical engineering track, which is related to production and manufacturing engineering. With this, the whole session track 2 have been conducted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And now we move on to the third track, which was Pharmaceutical Sciences and Biotechnology. And Dr. Anil Sharma, Director of CTIS, will be presenting the report for track 3. Sir, over to you. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
Respected Chairman, sir, Guru Director, sir, dignitaries on dais, and my dear fellows. Track 3 belongs to the research and innovations relating to pharmaceutical sciences and biotechnology. There were 4 sessions in the track 3, which included a bunch of research and review presentations, which were also published in the proceedings of volume 2 of IRTC 14. In these 4 technical sessions were there, and 44 papers and 15 posters were presented by delegates from different states and institutes. About 70 delegates had participated in this session from Haryana, Bangalore, Muradabad, Muzaffarnagar, Chennai, Delhi, Punjab, etc. The various institutes that participated in these sessions were like NIPSA, GNTU Amritsar, Punjabi University, Lovely University, Hindu College of Pharmacy, Sonipat, etc. The technical session first was relating to the subject pharmaceutics and pharmaceutical technology, and the plenary talk was delivered by Dr. Rakesh Kumar Sharma, Scientist G, Additional Director and Head, Center for CPRN Mitigation, Training and Research in Mass, DRDO, Delhi. The topic was in silico bioprospection approach for targeting infections caused by multi-drug resistance Proteus vulgaris. He signified the importance of in silico bioprospective modeling for identification of potential herbal leads against multi-drug resistance microorganisms, which may help further and for drug design and development for better antimicrobial agents. The session was chaired by Dr. Rakesh Sharma as well as co-chaired by Professor S.P.S. Khurana, Head of Pharmacy Department, Merchant Polytechnic, Jalandhar. 8 vital presentations were made during this particular session, and then the session was concluded by Dr. Rakesh Sharma, stressed upon the need of collaborating projects with the government agencies for their vital outcomes and also for commercial utilization of research presentations in the proceeding. Second session was relating to the biotechnological aspects. The plenary talk was delivered by Dr. Pamita Awasthi, presently working as Associate Professor in the Department of Chemistry, NIT Hamirpur. The topic was relating to computer-aided designing of biological active molecules. The major area of concern was to discover new molecules to be the potential drug candidate through molecular modeling. She also co-chaired the session, and Professor Subrata Dey was the session chairperson. 10 presentations were made during this particular session by different PhD scholars and some faculties. To the end, Dr. Pamita Awasthi stressed upon the need of innovative research for drug design and development for better medicinal agents for effective treatment of various deadly diseases. Technical session 3 was on the second day, and this was relating to the pharmaceutical chemistry and the natural drugs. Professor Subrata Dey, formerly professor with Faculty of Pharmacy, University of Galionis, Libya, on the topic formulation development and standardization aspects in natural products. He signified the importance of quality control of herbal medicines to produce the products of uniform quality. Dr. Meena Kumari, Associate Professor, Department of Botany, NISA, Government College, Kapurthala, had co-chaired the session. 16 presentations were made for this session. The session was concluded by Dr. Subrata Dey, highlighting the importance of natural products as vital source to provide lead compounds for synthesis of novel medicinal agents to have specific pharmacological effects as an attempt to overcome the side effects of existing clinically used drug. Technical session 4 was later on this particular day. Dr. Ashok Sharma, the government analyst from Regional Drug Testing Laboratory, Government of India, Chandigarh, had come and he delivered the session on the good laboratory practices in the global research scenario. The topic signified the maintenance of standard rules of good practice and help researchers perform their work in compliance with their own pre-established plans and standardized procedures. Professor S.P.S. Khurana co-chaired the session, and 10 presentations on the pharmacological aspects were made during this particular session. The session was concluded by Professor Khurana by delivering his valuable notes by expressing the need of pharmacy professionals for effective dispensing of drugs in hospital pharmacy. Also various technical aspects relating to pharmacy profession to provide medicines for the needy patient. The session remained very interactive and it was ended up with the vote of thanks from the director CPI. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that report. Now we move on to track number 4, and track number 4 was related to applied sciences, and the track report would be presented by Mr. Pankaj Vikas Thakur, who is HOD Applied Sciences, CTIMT. Ladies and gentlemen, he is also my boss, so will allow me to be a little biased. A big round of applause.
Respected dignitaries, dear colleagues, a very good evening to everyone. I, Pankaj Thakur, conference convener, will brief you about the 2 days research outcomes, that is conference report for track 4 dedicated to applied sciences. We count ourselves blessed because we have the privilege of having gracious presence of some of the most brilliant and extraordinary personalities from different research fields on this mega event IMCC 2014, that is International Multi-Track Conference on Sciences, Engineering and Technical Innovation. This conference is very relevant and timely as this is going to serve as a platform for research and technology, matching and sharing of expertise and success stories by building networks and mutual interaction in value chain. The track 4 of the IMTC was scheduled and held successfully under the able guidance of conference convener Dr. Manoj Kumar. On the day 1, the technical session 1 dedicated to chemistry and environmental sciences was chaired by Dr. Ajit Kumar Vishwa, Professor of Nanoscience and Nanotechnology, University of Johannesburg, South Africa, and Dr. B.S. Kat, the Professor and Registrar of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, National Institute of Technology, Jalandhar, the winner of Best Paper Awards, Young Scientist Awards, and Best Scientist Awards, having the honor of chairing many national and international conferences. An expert talk was delivered by Dr. B.S. Kat on polysaccharides as eco-friendly smart materials. In this session, more than 15 research articles were presented. The technical session 2, Physics, was chaired by Dr. A.K. Paul, Senior Scientist in CSIR of Chandigarh, is a guest scientist at the Institute of Technical Physics, University of Kassel, Germany. Also had the privilege to represent India in USA after winning the United Nations Development Program. The expert talk delivered by him on nanomaterial-based sensors for monitoring contaminants in environment. In this session, more than 20 research articles were successfully presented. So, the day 1 for track 4 was dedicated to application of sciences in the protection of the environment. On the day 2, in the technical session 3, communication skills, Dr. N.K. Nair, a very senior faculty member of DAV College, Jalandhar, and an internationally acclaimed lecturer, chaired the session. The topic of the expert talk in this session was the growing relevance of communication skills and soft skills in current scenario. In this session, total 13 such articles were presented by the research scholars and the English language trainers. On the same day, the poster session was held, which was quite innovative and research oriented. In this session, more than 25 posters were presented. The technical session 4, mathematics. This session was chaired by Dr. Radha Kamal Sinha, an associate professor in Department of Mathematics, NIT Jalandhar, reviewer of many national and international journals, and an academician and researcher of international acclaim. The expert talk delivered by him on estimation of parameters using auxiliary information, and a total of 24 such articles were presented by various research scholars for this session. So the day 2 for track 4 was dedicated to growing need of communication skills in current scenario and application of statistical tools in sciences and research. The participation of large number of eminent thinkers, scientists, educationists, and students on this historic occasion had a meaningful impact on the partakers and would also be an important contribution in the direction of empowerment and intellectual emancipation of the youth. In that, we would sincerely offer a thanks to the Punjab Technical University and the Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi. It's under their flame of torch that we feel illuminated. We are equally thankful to the Government of India and the state government for extending all the help and strength to make this global event a success. And last but not the least, I would extend sincere thanks to all the members of organizing team, technical experts, decoration committee, hospitality team, comparing team, and even the ground staff taking care of Frankfurt venue. Thanks, stay blessed.
Thank you very much, sir. And last but not the least, we move on to the final track, that's the track number 5. And track number 5 comprised of subjects including technical innovation, management and education, for which I like to call Mr. Navdeep Thim, Dean Academics, to present the report. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Honorable Chairman, CT Group, Sardar Jalandhar Singh Kichani, respected Group Director Dr. Manoj Kumar, and all the international and national dignitaries present. This is a report on the activities of Track 5 at CTIT Conference Hall for the 2 days International Multi-Track Conference. There were a total of 50 papers which we got, out of which we accepted 30 papers. The topics were ranged from challenges and opportunities for the industry, technical innovations and world of advertising. The topics on sustainable growth and development, manpower training and management changes were seen into deliberations. Here's a report of day 1, 3rd June 2014. We started with a workshop on a faculty development program conducted by Dr. David Wittenberg from USA. The workshop was on advanced teaching methodology. The interactive session was conducted which led to faculty development in a way that modern teaching practices were told. The teaching experience of faculty members were a source of encouragement and motivation for adopting new techniques to bring the Indian teaching at par with the practices of the West. It was followed by the technical session 1, which was on advertising, quality and social media. The session was headed by Dr. Ashish. He discussed about the importance of mass media and communication for business growth, and also how to increase the effectivity of advertisements and enhancing thereby the consumers and the perspective of the people who are watching the television at their places. The paper presented at this session were of good quality and the remarks of the presiding officer was very commendable. The papers were found to be motivating for the people who have just joined in the teaching fraternity. The day 2, that is 4th June 2014, had a technical session with strategy building and corporate social responsibility. The session started with an expert talk on the topic Global Emerging Market and Changes Required in Professional Education by Shri Vimal Makkar, head Helios Global Services. He talked about the emerging markets and their present status. The topic included a study on the BRIC and the MENT nations, which included Brazil, Russia, India, China, Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, and Turkey. He also discussed about the age-wise analysis of the working population. The topic discussed about the performance of our professional education system and the remedies through which we can make it better. The session was attended by all the delegates and the faculty members. It was followed by a technical session which included talks related to hospitality, education, and HRM. The session chair was happy with the papers presented as it included various topics from different fields. The papers again were found to be of good quality. Overall, the IMTC 14 gave a platform to all the speakers from various areas who discussed a plethora of topics ranging from A to Z and was not less than a blessed opportunity for all the presenters. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And with this, we come to the end of this report presentation session. which involved all the 5 tracks, and I suppose all the people who were presenting the reports presented a comprehensive report regarding what exactly happened at their particular track or their particular venue. Moving ahead, I'd like to request once again Chairman Sir and Group Director Sir to honor Mr. Mani Madhukar, as Sir was not present at that point of time. Mr. Mani Madhukar also conducted a workshop earlier in the day on IBM Blue Bricks, and Sir is technical lead in North and East India for IBM. So a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, and we thank him for the workshop that he conducted earlier in the morning. Sir, I think I will trouble you once again because we are starting off with the certification ceremony. So I request all the gentlemen sitting on the stage to please come forward for the certification ceremony, as we will be starting off distribution of certificates for track 1. Okay, right. Fine, sir, take care. Right, so we start out with the track number 1, and Ms. Monica will be announcing the names of all the participants.
We'll begin with paper code IMDC T1094. That was presented by Mr. Deep Singh Bedi from JNTU, Amritsar. Next is paper code IMDC T1071 by Ms. Pavandeep Kaur from SDS STC Firozpur. Next, we have paper code 139, Mr. Chandrit Singh from JNTU, Amritsar. Next, we have paper code 125 by Ms. Karanpreet Kaur from JNTU, Amritsar. Paper code IMDC T1102 by Ms. Navpreet Kaur, JNTU, Amritsar. Paper code 106, Ms. Parminder Kaur. Paper code 061, Ms. Tanya Garg from Central University of Punjab, Jalandhar. Paper code 040, Mr. Aditya Khamparia from LPU, Jalandhar. And Ms. Babita Pandey. Paper code IMDC T1188, Ms. Navneet Kaur from SDS ST Campus, Firozpur. Paper code 128, Ms. Rajvinder Kaur from SDS ST Campus, Firozpur. Paper code 085, Ms. Navneet Kaur from SDS ST Campus, Firozpur. Paper code 229, Ms. Silki Arora from PU, Patiala. Paper code 160 by Mr. Vivek Kumar from NIT Kurukshetra. Paper code 192, Mr. Gaurav Kumar from CTIMG, Jalandhar. Paper code 015, Mr. Jagmeet Singh Virar from Government Polytechnic College, Moga. Paper code 052, Ms. Renu Rani from GNDU, Amritsar. Paper code 048, Ms. Ritu from GNDU, Amritsar. Paper code 205 by Ms. Amandeep Kaur from SBS STC Firozpur. Paper code 014, Mr. Amrinder Singh, Akal College, Sangrur. Paper code 126 by Ms. Rashmi from SBS STC Firozpur. Paper code 181, Ms. Sonam Bhatia from GNDU, Jalandhar. Paper code 165, Ms. Himani from GNDU, Amritsar. Paper code 17, Ms. Harpreet Kaur, Ms. Mandeep Saini and Ms. Namandeep Nahas from SVBSIET, Ludhiana. Paper code 166, Mr. Deepak Garg from NIT Kurukshetra. Paper code 050, Ms. Goldendeep Kaur from GNDU, Jalandhar. Paper code 230, Ms. Shilpa Arora, Punjab University, Patiala. Paper code 095, Manraj from GNDU, Regional Campus, Gurdaspur. Paper code 047, Mr. Iqbal Singh from GNDU, Regional Campus, Gurdaspur. Paper code 180, Ms. Sujit Kaur from GNDU, Regional Campus, Jalandhar. Paper code 168, Mr. Manraj Singh from GNDU, Amritsar. Ms. Payal Mahajan, GNDU, Amritsar. And Ms. Karampreet Kaur from GNDU, Jalandhar. Ladies and gentlemen, they do need a big round of applause for all their participants that they have done. Ms. Parminder Kaur from Guru Nanak Dev University. Ms. Navpreet Kaur from Guru Nanak Dev University, Jalandhar.
Ladies and gentlemen, we start off with the track 2 and first of all we start off with mechanical engineering, paper code IMT2001, Mr. Baldeep Singh from Beyond College of Engineering and Technology, Gurdaspur. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause please. Paper code IMT2001, Dr. Gurudat Sahni, Leader Valves Limited, Jalandhar. Dr. Gurudat Sahni. Next, we have got IMT T2003, Mr. Kanwar Jabbar Singh, Hill, from Punjab Group of Institutions, Khana. Thereafter, we have got, actually he has got 2 certificates, so we will be giving him 2 certificates in a go. Sir had presented 2 papers, Mr. Kanwar Jabbar Singh had presented 2 papers, so he will be getting 2 certificates. Then we move on to Mr. Guru Iqbal Singh. Mr. Guru Iqbal Singh, paper code IMT 20011. Thereafter we have got IMT 2012, Mr. Shivinder Singh from Tech University, Chandigarh. Mr. Shivinder Singh from Tech University, Chandigarh. Thereafter we have got IMT 2013, Mr. Vikas Kumar from Amritsar College of Engineering and Technology, Amritsar. Thereafter we have got Mr. Surinder Kumar from CT Group of Institutions. Mr. Surinder Kumar from CT Group of Institutions. We move on to civil engineering and get